Welcome to Cord Cutting This Week, number 13, the show where I give you my opinion on some of the biggest stories in the world of cord cutting from the past week. These are often stories I think that will have the greatest impact on cord cutting going forward. So let's kind of dive in. But first, hey, real quick, a lot of people have asked how they can get those coffee mugs they see me drink at the Q&As every week. I have a limited run of them. We did about 50 coffee mugs with the Cord Cutters News logo on them. If you want one, I have a link down in the show notes, $10.99 plus shipping on that. It goes to help support Cord Cutters News, pay for all the new equipment we did when we moved into the new office. Already sold about half of them, so if you want one, check that out. Next up too, if you want to support Cord Cutters News, we have a free special extended free trial here for you, the Daily Burn, which is a kind of personal fitness streaming service that allows you to have a personal trainer almost right in your home to watch it on your favorite streaming players, phones, tablets, etc. The Daily Burn's offering our readers a 60-day free trial, double the length of the standard free trial. Check out the show notes down below for that, and you'll be able to try out the Daily Burn for 60 days for free. But hey, let's kind of dive in here into the world of cord cutting. There's a ton of news this week. Start off now, right off the bat with AT&T is planning to launch a quote home-centric version of DirecTV Now with an Android TV-based streaming player. From the sounds of it, you'll be able to go into your local Best Buy, Walmart, wherever, buy an Android TV box, take it home, and have DirecTV Now running. This seems to be more targeted at people who want a traditional cable experience but would like it streamed online. Why would AT&T do this? Well, a couple things. It costs a lot of money to send technicians to your home. It removes the need to have somebody come hook up a satellite dish on your home, run it into your house, wire it, leave you these expensive boxes, remotes, the list goes on and on. If you could, as the homeowner, walk in, buy the streaming package and put it out there, it would be a much faster way to get it in your home. It would drop the need for all the technicians. What exactly this will look like? Will it have the same packages as DirecTV Now? Would this just be the cable packages here? Is there a contract? We don't know. But it's interesting that DirecTV Now and AT&T are looking at basically replacing the satellite version of DirecTV with more of a streaming version. So we'll have to keep an eye on this story. It's one more step in the direction of cord cutting replacing traditional pay TV, and pay TV companies like AT&T realizing that and moving in that direction. Speaking of people realizing that cord cutting is the future, recently we had a study survey conducted that took a look at what is the average savings from cord cutting. A website called Lend.edu. I hope I'm saying that right. I hope that's how they pronounce it, Lend.edu. Commissioned a survey where they talked to 500 cord cutters and 500 traditional pay TV payers. And what they found is the average cord cutter saves $115.35 a month by being a cord cutter. And that's the average, looking at what they paid before, what people are paying now for cable versus what people are paying for cord cutting. And it's what I think everybody watching this probably already knew. It's something I knew for some time, that the average cord cutting savings is over $100 a month. But we still always hear these stories. Oh, cord cutting will cost you more than traditional pay TV. Well, I mean, there's always an argument that you can say everything. Yes, in theory, it is very possible if you work really hard and you try and you deliberately want to spend more than you did with cable. It is possible. But the reality is, cord cutting on average will save you well over $100. Assume this is a generous study. Let's knock $15 off that. You're still saving over $100 a month by becoming a cord cutter. So next time you hear that argument, oh, well, I thought about becoming a cord cutter, but it would cost me more. Show them this. Yeah, cord cutting may not be as easy as cable TV, but you're not paying the same price. I often compare cord cutting to coach on an airline. Yeah, everybody would love to be in first class, but are you willing to pay the price of first class? You can still watch your shows with cord cutting. You can still get to your destination with coach, but it's going to cost you a ton less money. Maybe you have to jump through a few extra hoops, but once you set up cord cutting, once you get past that initial burden of relearning, what streaming player you're going to get, what antenna you're going to get, once you get past that initial stage, cord cutting will save you a ton of money. Next up is PlayStation Vue. Now, we've talked about this over and over at Cord Cutters News. the name PlayStation Vue kills the service. Just to be honest, every time I run a story, it seems like, especially, it's a little bit better now, but especially for the first couple years that PlayStation Vue was around, I would get emails, oh, I love PlayStation Vue, I love what they offer, but I don't own a PlayStation, I don't want to buy a PlayStation. It turns out that to this day, a majority of the signups for PlayStation Vue are people signing up through a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3. That is the majority. Now, they did just pass a milestone recently where more people are using PlayStation Vue on a non-PlayStation device, but a majority of their signups to this day are still happening on a PlayStation Vue, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. And maybe they also go buy a Roku, Fire TV, etc. to supplement their PlayStation ownership. And that's a real detriment because while PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 are wildly popular, they don't have the mass penetration that Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV have when you add them all together. That just, it holds back PlayStation Vue. And PlayStation, Sony have talked about the fact that that is an issue that they're looking to address, the education. You've probably seen the ads recently where it promotes multiple different devices, and they're really trying to remind you that, hey, PlayStation Vue is available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android, the list goes on and on. But I really firmly believe that the fact that people have this idea in their head that PlayStation Vue has the word PlayStation, I must need a PlayStation, is really hurting them. If I would be the president of PlayStation or Vue for a day, I would tell you right now, the first thing I would do is call it Vue TV or Sony Vue TV, anything but PlayStation in the name. And they would instantly probably get 100,000 additional signups in a quarter like it was nothing. And that's probably a low estimate, but you know what? I'm no expert, just a guy here. But I firmly believe that, just judging by the number of emails I get from people talking about how they would get PlayStation Vue, but they don't own a PlayStation. What do you think? Do you think PlayStation Vue, the name, is hurting it? Leave me a comment down below. I hear from people who have it and absolutely love it, but they're now a distant third place in the subscriber count. As best we can tell, they may have 600,000 to 800,000. DirecTV, much newer, 1.2 million. Sling TV, a little over 2 million. It could be even more now. It's been a while since we had a Sling TV number come out. So, what do you think? Leave me a comment. I'd love to know your opinion on that issue right there. Speaking of competition to PlayStation Vue catching up, YouTube TV took a big step this week. So they've been rolling out additional markets, something they need to hurry up on. Every week that YouTube TV is not offered in a market is a week that somebody signs up for their competitors and becomes far less likely to switch to YouTube TV when they come out. But they did come out this week on Apple TV and Roku, which it actually came out the same day yesterday from when I'm recording this. So that means there is a dedicated app now on both Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Xbox, and I think a few different smart TVs, don't hold me to that, plus your Android, your iOS device will now allow you to have YouTube TV streaming on your Roku and Apple TV. This greatly removes the barrier to entry. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I could just get it on my phone, and I could cast it to my Apple TV, I could cast it to my Chromecast, or all kinds of different ones. That's great for a lot of people. I still find many people want that physical remote. You remember, you're fighting 30 years of experience. For 30 years, many people have had a remote and a TV and it's worked a particular way. And they don't want to have to start a stream on my phone first and then cast it. They don't want to have to give my phone to the kid or give my phone to the spouse for them to be able to watch YouTube TV on their big screen TV. They want to say, to their son or daughter, here's the remote, go watch some Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for a few hours, on a rainy day without having to think about it. And to extend on that, kids get home from school. Do you want to have them have ability to have access to a tablet? A lot of parents try to control the access to that, but they may say, hey, you can have an hour of TV or so after school. And now that there is a traditional remote interface on that, I think it makes YouTube TV just more accessible to a wider swath of people. Look for YouTube TV to get some big growth. Is it a perfect service? No. I know a lot of people don't like the way they handle their DVR. Yeah, it's a free DVR with a lot of storage, a lot of time on it, but they default a lot of the recordings. If a on-demand version is available, it will default you to the on-demand where you cannot skip over the ads. That's a big negative on it. The lineup is good, not great. It is missing a few big pieces. Hopefully they address that in the near future. And lastly, like I said, they need to roll out in all markets, because every day they're not in a market is a day that Sling TV, DirecTV Now, PlayStation Vue, Hulu, Fubo gets another subscriber that then becomes far less likely to switch to YouTube TV when it first comes out. Are you a YouTube TV subscriber? What do you think of the new Apple TV Roku apps? I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Hey, last story of the day, real quick, it's more informative. Starting today, if you have not signed up for DirecTV Now, if you sign up and prepay for 2 months of DirecTV Now, you can get a Fire TV 3rd Gen. That's the dongle box, not the stick, with 4K HDR support on it. So check that out. YouTube or DirecTV Now right now, if you prepay and you're a new customer, is the detail there. Now, one catch, all of them do this, you have to prepay to get that device, which means you need to pay right off the bat to get the free device. You lose your access to the free trial. So keep that in mind, that you will need to be aware of the fact that you're giving up your free trial when you do this. So hey, that's the show. Those are some of the stories I think are the most interesting to come out. Keep a close eye on that DirecTV Now home-centric service coming out later this year, probably very late in the year. Keep an eye out on the changes in the future of cable TV, and keep an eye on general YouTube TV, PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now race. I think we're just kind of getting started where they're going to start fighting each other for subscribers, and that's probably going to end up where cord cutters are a big winner in the end. So hey, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe, leave us a comment, share this video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully these weekly recap shows are something you enjoy. I'd love to hear some feedback about it. We're still developing, still testing this all out, and I'm always open to suggestions. So thank you for watching. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.